A few weeks ago, I watched a really powerful movie that came out this year on Netflix called The Life List. So a quick rundown of the movie. I won't be doing a full-on spoiler, but essentially it's about like a girl who's been working for her mom's company for the past few years, but she's become too comfortable living an average life that wasn't really meant for her. Her mom knows this, but it turns out her mom was actually recently diagnosed with like a terminal illness, and her dying wish for her daughter isn't to give her a massive inheritance, but like it's actually about giving her what the daughter Alexandra called her life list back when she was 13 years old.
A life list.
And this life list had all of her biggest goals at the time. Now of course a lot had changed in her life since she was 13, but her mom had a plan for her, and she understood her daughter's true potential. And so she believed that like if her daughter Alexandra completed everything on this list within a year, this would be the ultimate path to her living her best life.
I want you to live your best life. I want you to complete this list, Bean.
Now I'm sure many of you out there, no matter how old you are, probably set massive goals for yourself at one point or another in your life. But you likely quickly abandoned these after you accepted quote-unquote reality, or you got too busy just getting by.
I don't know that you have replaced this with anything. I wonder, have you given up your dreams and your aspirations?
So I'm here to tell you why having your own life list might be your best path to becoming your best self and living your dream life as well. Anyways, without further ado, let's get to it now.
Give me a...
What's happening, guys? Welcome back to the Jared and James channel. I'm Jared Weiss. If you guys didn't know that, must mean that subscribe to the channel so you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, be sure to leave a like, drop a comment, let me know your thoughts on the video. Follow me on every platform, and if you guys haven't done so already, make sure to check out my book, Fight Through It by Jared Weiss. All links appreciated on my website, which is jaredbryanweiss.com. It's JAREDRYANWEISS.com. That was not supposed to happen. Buy the book, support me, and also make sure to check out all the awesome shirts I have on there as well. Every shirt is 100% organic cotton. Every shirt is like its own motivational saying, such words in it. So like what could be better than that? As always, any support at all is very much appreciated. So let's dive deeper now into the life list and why you need to have your own. One very unfortunate thing that like I see happening to so many people as they get older, whether it's the school system or parents or society, I see way too many people out there calling their prior dreams unrealistic. And this is like without ever giving them like a true chance to work. Isn't that really sad?
Isn't that sad?
Yes, I suppose that is rather sad.
To have this incredible dream in your head, but then like you tell yourself like that you're not worthy of it. And hey, as I'm always saying, maybe I'm delusional, but like that's why I believe I'm going to achieve way more than the person who accepts their current circumstances as final. I believe anything is possible. Now of course not everything is meant for me, but I do believe like I could do anything. And the only one who can stop that from happening is God. But I will never be the person who accepts that like something out there is too good for me, or that like I can't work towards that goal. Why does growing up these days have to mean living an average life or even like a mediocre life? Why does it have to mean accepting less? How will you ever know what you're capable of if you never actually test out your limits? It's like, imagine if you're a car and you have no idea how fast it can go. So you always just go 20 miles per hour, and then after like a period of time, you tell everyone that's like the fastest it can go. Well, what if you're capable of going 200 miles per hour? How would you ever know? Well, I believe like it's the same thing when it comes to our lives. There's no telling what we can accomplish. And no person or teacher or parent can truly tell you what you're capable of. And that's where exploring and setting big goals comes in. And it doesn't mean like they're all going to happen the exact way you see them right now, but I believe you will find your true self and your true power and true potential through these. So this leads me into why you need to have your own life list. So in the movie The Life List, Alex had convinced herself that she'd outgrown her life list because she was older now. But her mom, on the other hand, was actually way wiser. She looked at all these goals, whether it was performing at a piano recital, doing stand-up at a comedy show, being a great teacher, which is something that was like always a true strength of hers.
Let's look at the list. Help people and make a difference. Be a great teacher. You are a born teacher.
Finding true love instead of settling for like a decent partner, etc., etc. And each of these goals revealed another part of her true personality. One of my favorite scenes in the movie is when Alex as a teacher finally gets through to her troubled student Ezra. This wasn't easy for her. She struggled several times with this, and if she would have given up, she wouldn't have gotten the reward of knowing how it felt to make a positive impact on this kid's life. Once again, call me delusional, but like I never gave up on my own life list. Now of course life has shifted some of these things for me, and it's changed up timelines, but truthfully, all of my original goals are still in my life, just like in different forms maybe.
It's not different. It's the same, just changed.
So when people wonder how I'm so happy and optimistic seemingly all the time, even though of course everyone goes through struggles at one point or another, but like in spite of all the challenges I face, how am I able to stay like so positive? A huge part for this, I believe, is because I've never given up on my dreams and continue my pursuit of them every day, and to add new ones to the list too, as well as adapted old ones. And of course, as many of you know by now, some of my biggest goals are to dunk basketball despite being only 5'6", to heal from my life-threatening illness, which of course is a goal that came about not during my childhood, but like ever since 2014, and to become the healthiest and strongest person physically, mentally, and spiritually. I hope to one day become a top influencer / podcaster, and to at the very least, change lives for the better, which I know like I'm already doing, and to make a massive positive impact, to spread love, kindness, and positivity, to become the best athlete and basketball player I could possibly be, and of course within that, there are more specifics, whether it's like weightlifting goals or certain skills or numbers in there, to be a best-selling author, which of course started out as just like writing a book, which I've done, to have my own clothing line, which I now have, to have only the best people in my life, no matter how long it takes to find them, no matter how much sifting I have to go through, and to never settle for anyone who treats me less than my best. And the mission behind all this is to show others and myself that like anything is possible, to show people like they matter, and the value in being a good, kind-hearted person.
You're a good person.
I'm sure there's plenty more goals I could get into, but you get the gist. I'm going after like the impossible goals and like I expect to achieve them. Now I do have a video that talks about goal setting, but to sum things up, I think it's not just about setting the big goals, but like it's equally as important to have a path for achieving them, which means setting long-term goals, short-term goals, process goals, and knockout goals. Doing this will help to chunk things down and not overwhelm you by the massive size of your ultimate goal. And when you have a mission behind your goals, then it's like you always have a reason to stay on the path every time things get hard. So in the movie, Alex was motivated to watch her mother's DVDs every time she completed one of her goals.
Every time you check off something from the list, Brad is going to give you one of these DVDs.
And of course to get her inheritance at the end. But I think it became a life transformation journey that she started to enjoy and have fun with, and the progress and the people kept her going along the way. It was no longer just about getting the inheritance, but she loved the person who she was becoming in the process of this. Next point I want to make. Healing is often about rediscovering your inner child and remembering what you loved to do in your childhood. The vast majority of the time, it isn't about getting away from that person and getting further away from who you used to be, because your childhood is when you were the most pure, before you started listening to the opinions of others, and allowed who you are deep down to become watered down, or to become something else and someone else in order to like survive in the world. And that inner child is still within all of us, which is why I'm always saying I'm always going to be a kid at heart. But adults are often taught to deny it, push away their emotions, convince themselves like they need to become hardened, stoic adults, because that's just like what life is. Although, as I'm always saying, what if it doesn't have to be that way? Now of course, getting older does mean more responsibilities, but it also should mean less rules, not more of them, and less constraints on ourselves.
As an adult, if I want a cookie, I have a cookie.
It's like we don't need permission to do what we want, but yet we become conditioned to accept it, almost like the story of the elephant goes. When you chain an elephant early on in childhood to a chair, of course the child elephant isn't going to be able to move it, but then what happens as the elephant gets older is that same tiny rope that was like all you needed to keep the elephant down in childhood is actually all you need to keep it down when it's an adult too, even though now it's like much bigger and much stronger. So why is this? It's because of conditioning. But I believe like we need to allow our minds to run free. Get back to using our imaginations. Get back to having fun and truly living, not just existing. Next up, another really powerful point from the movie The Life List was when Alexandra's mom was giving her advice on one of the DVDs, and like she was essentially saying how the path to self-discovery and the path to becoming your best self can be messy at times. There will be bumps and bruises, but it's worth it. And essentially the purpose behind the message was don't let the bumpy path make you give up.
Don't give up. Don't ever give up.
And this is why I think so many people do give up on their goals and dreams, because you actually have to earn it. It's not just going to be handed to you. When you're going after something truly meaningful, it's not always going to be sunshine and rainbows. But take every challenge as an opportunity to strengthen your love for that goal and your resolve about achieving it. Never forget why you started. Never forget that little kid who wanted to do it. Never get that vision out of your head for how amazing your best life can be. Because it will be worth it when you get there and when you actually take that path and see it all the way through. If it were easy, everyone would do it. That's why we have so many unfulfilled, unhappy people, because they were okay with settling for life that wasn't really theirs. And of course, there's nothing wrong with changing your life with goals too. sometimes you do actually reach a certain point with that goal, but like you don't have the same passion anymore. And that's okay, because as humans, we're always changing and we're always evolving. And as you get older, it is okay to change. But what I'm saying is to never get too far away from your core self and to get away from your passions, because you've convinced yourself that, like, this is who you need to be now. And also, just because you've been doing one thing a certain way, or have one friend or one partner, just because having them around is like the comfortable or safe decision, because it's known, doesn't mean like you have to stay with that if that thing or that person is no longer serving you and is no longer helping you or contributing to your best life. It's never too late to make a change or to change course if doing that feels right to you. Now, another really powerful lesson from The Lifeless is that some things in life require extra patience and you can't rush them. Like in the movie, the mom says how it actually wasn't fair for her to put a deadline on Alex finding true love.
I love you.
Really?
Really, really.
And this of course goes for other things too. Yes, having deadlines can help get us going, but you can't rush great things, because once again, nothing worth having comes easy. So just because you might not have something right now, does not mean that you will never get that thing. You just have to give it more time sometimes. And yes, I know patience can suck sometimes, but trust like it will be better than ever once you reach that end goal. One of my favorite examples of this, from my own life and from my own goal list, is dunking a basketball at 5'6". It took me 10 years just to touch the rim. Early on, like I would often tell everyone like I was gonna get there by this date, or by the end of the year, but little did I know how long it would actually take, how much failure I'd have to go through, and of course, life-threatening health challenges on top of all that, just to get a piece of the puzzle. But I never let any of that, I never let any of those challenges or setbacks make me lose sight of the goal, and I'm still going with the same fervor and same passion as when I first started my journey. Because everything, the whole process, and the possibility of it happening is all worth it to me. And it's like I've heard recently some popular influencers talk about this idea of planning in decades versus months or years. And I see why now. Because planning in decades allows you to dream bigger and understand the time required to achieve massive goals. If you think it has to be done in a month or a year, but you know that like for anyone else who's achieved massive success, or at least the vast majority of people, it takes 5, 10, 20 years, how will you ever reach that if you think that like it must be done in a year or it's time to quit?
I'm done. Through. It's over. I'm gone. I quit.
If you're jumping around and switching goals every time things get hard, then you didn't have the commitment that like it took to get there in the first place. If it's something that's worth it, stick with it no matter how long it takes. Anyways guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, I hope you guys enjoyed the messages. If you guys haven't watched the movie The Lifeless already, I would highly recommend it. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe to the channel, be sure to drop a like, leave a comment. I will catch you guys next time. Stay positive, stay hustling, stay grinding. Don't forget about all of your big dreams and all of your big goals. Don't let life take you away from them, because oftentimes, your own lifeless is actually the key to living your best life. Anyways, I will catch you guys next time. Peace.